Let's talk about Bangladesh. Gough, you've just got back from Bangladesh.
Yes.
First off, how was it? And then we could start talking about some of the madness that's taking place.
Well, it was madness, and I enjoyed my time in Bangladesh commentating. It's the first time I get to see their players over a period of time close up. And it's always good to experience different countries, different competitions, and seeing the players in their own environment. And I'll tell you what, they've got some very, very talented cricketers who weren't in their original T20 squad. They've got a fast bowler called Naheed, who's absolutely rapid, and I couldn't believe he wasn't going to be in their T20 squad. They've got Naim Sheikh, they've got Tanvir and Nasoom, two spinners, both left-arm spinners. Shanto, you know Shanto anyway, he's been around a long, long time, very talented player. And Mondal, which is again, Ripon Mondal, another bowler that bowls with decent pace. So they've got all these guys, and none of them are in the squad. So the ones that are in the squad, on paper, they look like they're an experienced side. I think what they do lack is probably an out-and-out quick bowler, but they've got one of the biggest mystery seam bowlers the world has probably got at this moment in time, Mustafiz Rahman.
Who's back in form as well after
back
some issues.
in form. They've got another left-hander called Shariful Islam. He's pretty talented as well. And then they've got the experience of Taskin Ahmed and Tanzim Hassan and Saqib. So that's their seamers. And the batters speak for themselves. I think the batters pretty talented all the way through. But with them getting kicked out now, you know, John, or not kicked out, or whether
they're kicking themselves out at the
kicking
moment.
themselves out of a tournament.
It is being reported at the moment that decision, which we were expecting to be made after the BPL final,
It's today. Yeah, the final's now, isn't it? 6 hours difference,
I think the final's tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
I've
So
lost track of
I
days.
think what happened is the BCB were trying to push this back. I've done. Gough sent a message to the group chat yesterday, and I called around a few people to see what I could find out. I think the BCB were pretty sure the government weren't going to change their mind, and that the government were saying we are not playing in this World Cup. What was happening outside of that was the BCB was like, well, if you do that and tell the players they're not going to the World Cup, they know that they're not going to get paid for a while. So why are they going to play in the BPL final? So that's why there's been some confusion, and that's why it hasn't come out as much. Just to go back on the full history of this all basically breaks down when Mustafiz Rahman is picked up in the IPL auction. He went for a decent package, not a huge package, but a decent amount. More than one team wanted him. He then gets signed to KKR, and then the news, as best we understand it, is that the Indian government said you can't have a Bangladeshi coming over at the moment because we have issues with Bangladesh as a country, and then what the Bangladesh government are basically saying is, well, wait a minute, if he's not safe to go over and play, how would our entire team be safe to go over?
They've got a point. They've got a point.
But the ICC have said that isn't a point, by the way. The ICC says...
well, they voted, what is it, 11-2 or something?
Yeah, but they literally said that in the press release. They said, we don't think the Mustafiz Rahman situation has anything to do with this, which is obviously not true. It's all because that thing happened. And what part of the problem here is there hasn't been... to be fair to the Bangladesh government, they might be making a mess of all this, but everything they're saying is public. We haven't really heard anything from the Indian government. We don't know why Mustafiz Rahman was pulled out of the IPL, realistically.
My worry is, though, now with this final tomorrow, is the players. We saw they had a bit of a demonstration just a few days ago, didn't they, over issues about what somebody on their board had said about the players and stuff like that. So my worry is now, this final, the players now know they're going to miss out, and this is what I feel sorry for. It's an opportunity to play in a World Cup, and for some of these guys it might be their last opportunity, and suddenly they're not going to be able to go and play in the elite competition that is the World Cup, and they won't be paid, and it's the players that will suffer financially, and they could be... It would not surprise me if the final doesn't go ahead tomorrow, if the players board decide, the Players Association decide, but no, unless they pay us for the World Cup, because it's not our fault we're not going.
I would say that you're right. I think as we stand today, and there's a lot of time between now and that game anyway, but as we sit here right at the moment, I would say that final won't go ahead.
I mean, I'm not sure if all of our listeners and viewers understand just how important this ICC event is. to the finances of countries like Bangladesh. If Bangladesh don't go to Sri Lanka, stroke India, they want to go to Sri Lanka, they are going to lose millions because the ICC will just withdraw their fee. And from what we believe, Scotland are ready to go. Scotland are ready to take their place, a team that you've worked with.
Scotland, who haven't played a game since September, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly ideal, is it? But this is a modern world of cricket. You can't actually, I can't think of a tournament that has taken place, an ICC event that has taken place in the last 2 or 3 years, whether we haven't had a situation like this, whether it's Bangladesh not being able to host the T20 World Cup, the Women's World Cup, whether it's the farcical situation regarding America and the Caribbean when we didn't know where one of the semi-finals was going to be played until pretty much the week before.
Well, visas not being granted.
Visas, or Pakistan not touring in India, or India not touring Pakistan. Suddenly they're in
Bangladesh not shaking hands in the under-19s game. You had, the surprise tournament in the UAE. All these sorts of things have been going on. Yeah, no, it's chaos, right? It's absolute chaos. And basically, the international world of cricket has been crumbling over the last 5 to 7 years. And you've got these two different governments who don't care about cricket. Let's be really, really clear. I don't care if it's the Indian government or the Bangladesh government. Neither of them care about cricket. They've got other things that they are much more concerned about. And so, again, we are seeing situations where cricket is crumbling because of this. And we are just left as cricket fans going, what is even going to happen with this tournament? Like, how is Scotland going to assemble in time to get out there? Like, what are we talking about?
Well, I think they'd be quite happy to try it.
Oh, no, they'll give it a go.
They'll actually be over the moon financially as a nation, and the opportunity for some of their young players to go and play in a World Cup. But I do feel for a team like Bangladesh, having been there now myself and experienced their competition and seen the talent they've got on show, this is an opportunity. And it is a little bit strange, but they're letting Pakistan move and play in different countries when they play India. I think they play India in Sri Lanka, don't they?
Yeah.
So that's the weird, strangest thing is. But if Bangladesh are not allowed to, they've got to travel to India, and because they're not travelling, they don't want to travel there because they think there's a security issue. They're not going to end up going to the tournament, and it does become political. It has become political. The amazing thing here is I was kind of part of the decision over here, where our government just ignored it and let the cricket make the decision.
You're talking about Zimbabwe?
Yes. When we probably needed the government to come in and make a decision at that point, and they didn't. They didn't want to put their head above it, and they left it to the cricket board to make that decision. And a captain, basically, Nasser Hussain, had to make the decision. That's what it came down to, and that's wrong.
Yeah. No, definitely.
One last point as well. It's been a busy mid-innings break. We don't often get such juicy topics to discuss. Luke Wright, selector, after 3 years stepping down from the role. I mean, there has been change, and I think from what I'm reading and hearing at this early stage, he's made the decision himself. But essentially, since the Ashes, we've had the announcement that there's going to be a new permanent bowling coach. We've got a fielding coach back in the side. One of the selectors has changed. We've got another review. There seems to be like there's more of a focus on Brendan McCullum as well. But just your thoughts on this moving forward. I mean, it's a good job to have, isn't it? Certainly there'll be a few candidates throwing their hat in the ring.
Well, have you been interviewed yet, Gough?
No, I'm not.
Have you, Jarrod?
I've not been interviewed. Without no chance of getting interviewed. But I don't even know how that would go about. I think I don't know whether it's down to Rob Key who goes and picks someone to do it, or actually it's something that has to be interviewed for.
I mean, it should be. I mean, it should be Rob Key interviewing people. Surely they shouldn't just pick someone randomly.
But again, you've got to decide what do they want from the selector, and I think everybody realised that Luke Wright was basically all he was supposed to be the communication between England and the counties. And that's what it seemed like, but a couple of people have come out since and said there was no communication and there was no people watching the cricket. So it'll be interesting what they want from their selector.
He was definitely very invisible as a selector, wasn't he?
I think I saw him once. I coached, didn't I, the England Lions at Worcester against Sri Lanka. That was 2 years ago. And I saw him at that game where we were staying at the hotel. But like I say, it's not something I kept my eyes on really on Luke Wright. But like I say, he's decided enough's enough, and he's gone. So they've got to find someone else to do it now. But it'll be interesting what they want from that job description will be.
Brilliant stuff. We just had a message. I want more stories about Sri Lankan cricket. Well, maybe we'll dip into that because Gough certainly has one or two. We have some. In fact, the last time we were at the Prima Dasa, I had to get you off air because I thought there was so much water coming through the ceiling. I thought it was going to electrocute us. Not sure how the insurance policy would have covered that one.